Hi there traders and welcome to the daily recap show for Tuesday the 8th of March. Sorry I've had a couple of days off, I was away at the weekend, so back into the swing of things now. So we said that the FTSE is consolidating a little, and if we got a sustained break below 67.75 to 67.88 we could see further downside. However, if we gained acceptance back above 70.30 to 70.42, then we may have set up a higher time frame reversal, which therefore could then see moves to resistance at 70.84 to 94 and then 71.75 to 85. So let's go and see how the market played out today. Okay, so this is the hourly chart. I just want to show you why. So we had the top and bottom of the range as the areas of note in the report. And the reason that we had this is because, as you can see here, just before the market opened, the Bollinger Bands were getting very tight on the FTSE, which can often lead to very difficult trading situations. Just because the range is extremely tight, you really want to then look for the extremes of the range. Now, the extremes of the range were up here at that sort of 70.30 to 42 area, and then down here at that 67.75 to 88 area. So that's why we had those areas, and everything in the middle was just a little bit too choppy. Wasn't going to present anything that was too high probability. So let's go and have a look at the lower time frames to see what happened with the price action. So you can see that we did get this really strong impulsive pushback, and then we got this pullback here. We did actually set up a continuation pattern here, but notice it doesn't really have the momentum to push on up into that 70.30 to 42 zone. So although I think this is probably a valid trade in terms of in isolation on the execution setup, this would have been a losing trade. And when the markets are quite range bound and quite narrow like this on the higher time frame, it doesn't really lend itself or suggest that you should be trading momentums, because the momentum or trend based strategies, because there isn't the momentum in the market on the higher time frame. So that's why I was looking for more reversals and stuff today, and as I said, I was looking for breakouts from the extremes. Now that obviously didn't happen, that didn't manifest, and as you can see, the reason that I had that sort of played out in the markets because it was just very choppy and range-bound action today. So with that being said, we then have broken out above this 70.30 to 70.42 zone after the cash market has closed. So it will be. We've already reached that first objective of the 70.84 to 94 zone. You can see that straight away. But it'll be interesting to see what happens overnight if we continue to hold that zone in the US session and in the overnight session, and then we can reanalyze tomorrow. But you can see today just very choppy price action on the FTSE. Didn't really respect the zones very well. So these are the sorts of days that if you do get involved, they can lead to just getting chopped in and out of the market. So it's just a little tip there. Check the higher time frame. And if you're getting quite condensed and narrow Bollinger Band ranges, you really want to be looking just to trade the outer edges of the range. It can mean that you don't trade that day, but it's better than being chopped in and out of the market. So now let's go and have a look at the DAX. Okay, so with the DAX, we said that it can continue its downside momentum if it gets a sustained break below 12,440 to 465. But we said we are quite extended on the higher time frames, and if we see acceptance above 12,810 to 12,835, then that could see moves towards resistance zones above, with the main resistance at 13,125 to 150. So let's go and have a look at the DAX today. Okay, so on the DAX you can see we opened up here and we just took off. We didn't come back, we didn't pull back into that 12,440, 465 zone. We was already trading a couple of 100 points above there, and we just pushed straight up. We pushed straight through that 810, 835 zone, and we got the acceptance above there. We didn't quite make it to that 13,125, 13,150 objective. You can see it fell just shy of it here and here, but we also had opportunities to get. We saw clear acceptance and then corrective price action. We had several opportunities to get long from that 12,810 to 835 zone. We had one here, and also here. We did dip below it here. And you may have been stopped out if or on any runners that you had on this trade. However, we then got it was clear false breakers. We got this impulsive push through, pull back, and then we also held it on the retest here before getting that really strong push up to that 13,125 to 150 zone. So that 810 to 835 zone did prove key for today's session. We have broken above it. That does sort of trigger a reversal on the daily time frame. So we could potentially be about to see a little bit of upside. We'll have to, again, adjust our analysis in the morning and see where we are. That doesn't mean to say that the Bulls are back in control. Far from it. There's still a lot of work for them to do to regain control. But this could be the start of a retracement. But again, because the market has been so bearish, we also do need to be aware that any impulsive price action that comes in on the sell side could be the next leg down. So we'll keep analysing the markets. We'll keep you aware of all the key zones to be aware of going into the sessions. And I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Cheers.